and causing disconnects with the replay system. Yes, they fixed it. They did it. Yes. Reload animation. She doesn't just kind of throw it in there. She like delicately places a little ball of web or whatever that is. Oh my goodness. The Goats is back, which means double shield is not too far off. Okay, we're seeing the first changes to perks ever, and I'm excited. Excited and nervous, but also excited. So we're starting right off the bat with a Junker Queen buff, which is a little, I don't know about that. I see it, and I kind of agree, but also I don't love queen buffs in general. Ramasha. It's just, no one uses this perk, no one cares about this. I think people might actually use this now. I think this might be pretty popular after this. Legitimately, I think that was all it needed. I think it was already underrated, because you could have like a surprising amount of uptime with it. So yeah, I like this. I think it's a little bit underrated, and it might be even more underrated now, or maybe people will realize how good it is. Passive regen trigger rate increased from 50 to 75%. I think they're just gonna... It seems kind of like they're just sweeping across the board, like things that are never taken are buffed. So maybe Massive Impact gets a buff. I doubt they'll think of it. Making improvements. Shield Slam cooldown reduced. Several of Ryan's perks to increase their usability in various situations. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad Ryan's getting some buffs. He could use them. Honestly, even Sigma counters him sometimes now, which is kind of crazy. Once Sigma reaches major perks, Roadhog now increases the damage of Pigpen. Okay. Pigpen does more damage, increases throw distance, modifies. Yeah, so the thing about Pigpen, no one took this because the way you use Pigpen, it's almost always in front of you. So why would you ever want to not have it in front of you? Because like it slightly increases his utility and his options, but it was just never... Like, Pigpen doesn't do anything on its own. You need more damage. And so what people did was they threw the Pigpen in front of them, and then they one-shot comboed. But when it's not in front of him, like, who's going to follow up? I suppose you could throw it down in there with your Tracer or something like that, and just wish and hope and pray that somebody's going to step on it. But it was just so strange. But at least this now helps with your one-shot combo again, instead of, like, just being a thing that sometimes did something, maybe. Yep, they're doing exactly what I thought they'd do. Going across the board, seeing what's not played much, and they're buffing it. I'm a little sad they're not like removing anything yet, but I can understand the not wanting to change anything too drastically, especially if some people are growing to like it. Short Circuit is being adjusted, yeah, so 30 to 50 to improve its effectiveness in specific matchups against deployables such as bears or turrets. So this works against everything in Lifeweaver. I was kind of realizing this when I took it once, or maybe it was a Mystery Heroes game. This works against barriers. This works against everything Lifeweaver does, except Life Grip, obviously. This works against, turrets, obviously. Minefield. Anything anybody places down that's not a player. I'm not sure if it works against Bob. I'd have to guess not. Wrecking Ball transfer efficiency, ally transfer cost reduction increased from 33 to 50%. I think this was an underrated perk already. I've played about 2 games of Wrecking Ball since perks, and I took this once, and I took the other one once or twice. Maybe I played 3 games, whatever. I think this is an underrated perk, but the thing is, it's usually better for Ball to do the other one. But I like this a lot. And I hope... By the way, notice it's all buffs. There's no nerfs to anything yet. Damage. Bastion now is a resource. Yep. And a resource meter will control Bastion's healing ability, ensuring more balanced gameplay and fair engagements. Honestly, I think this reminds me of when Bastion's ult was bugged, because people realized, like, even when he had, like, infinite shots, I don't know if anybody remembers that, it surprisingly got, like, no kills. Which is just wild. So they buffed it right after that. They fixed the bug, and then they buffed it. And that's like the same Bastion ult that we have today now, after that. Now that we had infinite self-repair for a while, it didn't even feel that broken. That's just crazy to me. It didn't feel that broken. It felt a little like there were funny situations. but it didn't feel broken. It didn't feel oppressive. Yeah, honestly, now that it has a resource, I think I might switch the keybind to hold, and I might make it right-click and move nade onto E. Am I crazy for saying that? So, yeah, that's interesting to me. I think they might either buff self-repair now that it has a resource. They'll see it down the line. They might buff it. Or, I don't know. There isn't really an or to that. I think that's what they're going to do. Anyway. Increasing past... See, that's not going to help. If you... refunded increase from 30 to 40%. That's such a marginal difference. I don't know if people would take it if it's 100%. Like, I don't think 10% is going to make that much of a difference. Also resets double jump on wall climb. Hey, that's nostalgia. Healing increased from 25 to 35. Interesting. Oh, there's another one. Duration after elimination to trigger bonus damage increased from 6 to 10. I didn't know it was so long in the first place, but that's good. Bonus damage is now dealt over 1 second instead of 2 seconds, so that's beneficial. I think the bonus damage was really minimal, though. But I think this is a better perk now. It does more damage. It does more bursty damage, I should say. And this just being longer makes it more consistent in general for everybody. You don't have to be Necros necessarily for this to trigger. Because you could be Necros 4 seconds extra long ago, and and then it can trigger still, so that's kind of good. Yeah, but I still don't like acrobatics. Yeah, in general, I like most of this. Okay, I see May, and I'm very nervous. I hope there's some nerfs coming. No longer increases cooldown. That's not a nerf. That's not a nerf. That doesn't make me happy. Cooldown increase for permafrost has been removed to ensure it does not create negative impact for Ice Wall. Okay, so are we just removing the kinds of perks that have downsides then? Because there's plenty of things that have negative impacts for the characters. There are several perks that have downsides. Hey, Farah. Increasing the amount of... okay, so 75 to 125. That's a lot. I still don't think it's going to be as good as the other one. As the moving around. I don't think that's going to make a big difference. Recovery time reduced. Okay, thank goodness. That felt bad. It felt really bad. Waiting an entire second before you could even reload. Or punch or anything. Like, it just... Oh, wow. It just felt so slow. That might make me pick this perk more again. Recovery time change will allow Reaper to weave primary fire shots between uses a dire trigger, reducing the friction of using this ability. Soldier 76. Stimpack cast time reduced. Okay. Holy crap. That's not a slight reduction. Reducing Stimpack's cast time will make it more responsive, used during combat without dramatically affecting shooting uptime, and during the ultimate, importantly. Sombra. Yes! Wait, okay. Okay, I was sad, but then I scrolled down a little bit more, and now I'm happy. Range penalty reduced from 30% to 15%. So this is what all the Sombra mains were complaining about on Reddit. It's like, oh, we have to get in so close to hack people now. It's so hard. You don't understand how hard it is for us. Anyway, that's what they're saying, I'm pretty sure. I think somebody said those exact words. Anyway, and then White Hat, well, arguably, admittedly, they didn't buff the part that people were complaining about. But I was complaining about it in my head, so that's cool. Improving Sombra's major perks to ensure they're providing value without heavily impacting your core gameplay. Torb. Base health reduced, thank you. Turret damage reduced, thank you. Now additionally increases deploy turret base health by 25%. That's really strange. It's still very small. Torb's turret has been become difficult to deal with when paired with his major perks. Yeah, yep. The base statistics of deploy turret are being reduced and some powers being reallocated to the minor perk craftsman. Okay. Yeah, I like these. I like these changes. I don't think anybody's going to pick craftsman still, but I love the perk. I love the idea. I'm glad they didn't scrap it right away. I'm 90% confident they will scrap it before too long because I think there's just... Unless they change it again pretty dramatically... I still think it's such a throw perk, but it's funny, and I love that about it. You know, the first day I was just running around healing my brother on Rhine. That was a blast. Anyway, Tracer, yeah. Wait, okay, they're buffing, yeah, they're buffing the weaker one. Overhealth duration increased from 3.5 to 6. Duration gives players additional time to take advantage of the overhealth after recalling. I think the other one's still way better, where you get three blinks after support next 3 blinks after a recall. Support BAP. Healing per shot increased from 25 to 30. Oh, that's the little robot arm you get for your ult. Automated healing. That's interesting, and I think it's amplified through Windows, so that's kind of a 10 healing buff, not a 5 healing buff. Attack speed increased from 20 to 30% of assault burst. That's the one I accidentally took. And it ended up killing me and making a funny clip.
Light them up.
There's one more point left, isn't there? It didn't make the clip, it just made it a slightly funnier. Anyway, increasing assault burst attack speed to balance its loss of instant healing. Also boosted automated healing as its current effectiveness is low for an ultimate perk. It's a small buff, but also through the window, it's a kind of a biggish buff. It'd be kind of cool if they just made it 60 and it's unboostable by window, because it's like the same thing that deploys windows, so maybe it has the same like doubling tech. I don't know. That's a random thought. Brig. After shield bashing, Brig gains 30% movement speed for 1.5 seconds. Alari. Weapon recharging is no longer paused when using quick melee. That's a random quality of life change. Summer Solstice additionally provides 30% increased attack speed while Captive Sun is active. I don't remember which perk that's competing with. Do we have another character after this? We do. Increasing the power of the Summer Solstice for more effective use of her ultimate ability and improved flight time. Might have to test some of this to see what I think about it. Increases the duration of glide boost by 25%. Yeah, I still don't know if that's good though. It again, it's like a back from spawn thing. See, I wasn't a fan of the crits either that much, because I think it's only 1.5x crits, and I'm just not a crit-oriented person as a Sigma main. So, enhancing reboots to be more valuable mobility perk, allowing players to hover for longer and utilize the double jump reset. I guess you can get to areas you might not be able to otherwise. One thing that people don't talk about much about glide boost is that you can slide, you can rub yourself up on the terrain, and you can get some height with that. But especially with the extra jump, you can maybe do that easier. The extra jump and the duration, maybe you can rub yourself up for longer. Yeah, so I bet there were places that you can get to now that you couldn't before with Juno. That's kind of cool. There weren't that many places you couldn't get to, though, with Juno. I'd like to see some, like, Quake. Get quaked on Juno rollouts. Lifeweaver. Super Bloom. Damage increased. This is the detonating thing that everybody says is from Halo. Damage increased from 30 to 40. A number of hits to trigger increased from 16 to 20. Window of time to land hits increased from 1.5 to 2.5. So that's a buff overall. A little bit more damage. That's fine. I still wish there was like an indicator of any kind, because it's not super satisfying. It just seems like eventually, like, I kind of want like something like Alari. No, that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I just want like a little indicator of their heads when you land some shots on them, and then it like fills up as you land more shots, and then they explode after a second or whatever. Kind of like what Alari's ult is, but not really. Life Weaving. Bonus to Healing Blossom heal increase from 20 to 30. So you can get up to 110, I think, now with if you do it right. See, I didn't take either of these perks very much. Like, not a huge fan. Is there another one after this? Mercy. Yeah, so there's a thing right now, I don't know if you know, and this is going to make it a lot harder to do. But they might fix it too. Where if you flash heal someone, and then you can also res someone at the same time, even though it's the same cooldown. Because it doesn't take the res until the end of the cooldown, the end of the animation. So you could get both off at the same time. There was a thing where you could do that. 10 out of 10 menu music. I miss, honestly, what music was it that I liked? Was it the Kiriko one? I think it was the Kiriko one. Yeah, I think it was season 2. It was like the mythic Kiriko. I think I liked. I don't remember it now, though. You know what? Screw it. Side quest. Not the usual side quest, but I've clicked on it before. I've clicked on the same video. Yeah, it was this one. Let me see. Does this fit properly? No, it doesn't. See that beat drop? It's just satisfying. This is from Acro High. Say hi to Acro High. Yeah, this is just satisfying. Oh, now it's nostalgic too. Holy crap. I mean, when Overwatch 2 came out, I was like still a kid, so. You like this one too, Anastasia? Yeah, this is Kung Fu Panda vibes. I've never, not recently in my life, seen Kung Fu Panda. But yeah, I like that one a lot. That one was one of my favorites, I think.